Let's return to the demo and learn about the different options we have with the switch statement. So now I'm going to transform this if-else combination into a switch statement. So I'm going to start by writing the switch keyword, and then I pass the expression. We are going to do the switch based on the value of age, so that is going to be my expression here. Then I need to include a set of curly braces. In between those, I'm going to write my different cases. The first case that I'm going to write is going to replace this if block. So the first case is going to be that age is less than 18. In that case, I'm going to write this line here. So I'm going to just copy that over here and bring it over here. Now, of course, I can write multiple lines here, but when I'm done with this case, in fact, I do need to include a break here. This case will replace, well, this else if. And finally, in the default, I'm going to write this to the console. Let's copy that over and also include a break here. The default is, let's say, default true. If we cannot find another match, then default will be used. And that is, of course, the same as the else in the if-else combination. We can also omit the default entirely. If no match is found, then execution will continue after the switch block. It's just the same as that we can omit the entire else block in an if-else combination. So let's now run this. Let's put this one in comment so that we are sure that we're running our switch statement. So let's now again enter 25, and we are in the default now. So now I've used relational expressions. I can also use a constant expression. Say I want to say that if the age value is exactly 23, I want to do something special. I've now added another case with a label 23. So in this case, age would be equal to 23, and that will then be handled differently. Let's now run this again. Let's now enter 23, and now we have an exact match, and that case is now selected. Now, if we have multiple conditions that we would like to handle in the same way, we can share the code. Say that, for example, below 18 and above 65 needs to be handled in the same way by saying, in both cases, that the age is not within the range we are looking for. What we then can do is, in fact, take this case and move it together with the case of below 18. I do need to remove this break. And now notice what happened. If the age is now below 18 or above 65, that will be handled with the same code. So I can share the code between these two cases then. Let's take a look at another place where we can use the switch. This code you can again find in the snippets. In the application that we are working towards by the end of this course, the user will be asked to make a selection out of the menu. And that menu we can construct easily using a switch statement. Assume that we want the user to make a selection between a number of options. Based on the option, we can invoke different code. Of course, we could also do that with an if-else block, but using a switch in this case is cleaner. So first I'm writing to the console the different options. 1 for adding an employee, 2 for updating an employee, and 3 for deleting an employee. Based on the input of the user, we will then handle things differently. Let's see this menu in action already. So here I'm asking the user which action they want to do. I select 1 to add an employee, and then we can start the code to add a new employee. That functionality we'll add later in the course.